Everyone is focused on the suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty. That is not the story. The real story is a construction deadline, and it expires in 5 months. For 66 years, the treaty restricted India to run-of-the-river projects on the western rivers. That restriction mattered. India could generate electricity from these waters, but it could not store them, and it could not control when they reached Pakistan. Suspending the treaty on paper changed none of that. India still lacked the infrastructure to act on it. That is now ending. India has ordered the Pakal Dul Dam on the Chenab completed by December 2026. This is India's first storage project ever built on a western river. Once it is operational, India will not only generate power from this water, it will control the timing of its release. The Kiru project, on the same river, has been ordered to the same deadline. The Kwar project follows by 2028. The Ratle project has been accelerated, and this is not the only lever. India has already run sediment-flushing operations on the Baglihar, Salal, and Dulhasti dams, clearing out sediment to expand how much water they can hold. No new construction, no treaty violation on paper, just more storage, quietly created inside dams that already exist. Treaties can be suspended overnight. Dams take years to build. But once they are finished, they create leverage that cannot be undone with a press conference. Understand what December 2026 means. It is the first moment in 66 years that India gains the physical capacity to hold back water during Pakistan's planting season, or release it early enough to flood fields before harvest. Threats of "not a single drop" stop being rhetoric. They become an operational option. Pakistan enters this window already exposed. 90% of its agriculture depends on this river system. The country is inside an IMF bailout. A disrupted planting season is not an inconvenience. It is a shock to an economy with no room to absorb one. India's Home Minister has already said the treaty will never be restored. That is not a negotiating position. That is a government stating its endpoint in advance. So this is the timeline that matters. December 2026, the infrastructure completes. The following planting season, in 2027, is the first real test of whether India uses this capacity or holds it in reserve as leverage. Pakistan's military has already called any water disruption an act of war. That declaration now has a date attached to it. And beyond South Asia, other river disputes are watching. The Nile, the Mekong, every basin where an upstream power holds the tap. If India weaponizes water and pays no diplomatic price, it becomes the template. The treaty was never the real battlefield. The dam was. And that is the harsh truth.